President Trump offers Nigeria his terrorist eradication services. And all of a sudden, there is an anti-Trump protest by none other than the Islamic movement. It's a little sus, right? I mean, they were telling us that there, first and foremost, is no genocide, let alone a genocide of Christians in Nigeria, that it's not targeted, it's everybody. As a matter of fact, a multitude of Muslims are in danger. And to that, I would say, oh, well, fantastic. Then let's go ahead and get rid of the people who are causing this. Let's go ahead and get rid of Boko and the Fulani. Let's go ahead and just the whole thing, clean sweep, so everybody can be safe. Well, it turns out that maybe, just maybe, it had to do a little more with ideology that is shared by more than just those groups. Because again, he didn't say he was coming there for Muslims. He said he was coming there for the terrorists, right? So y'all should have no problem with him coming over there and getting rid of them, right?
Breaking news. U.S. Army ready to enter Niger in commando style to save Christians in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 13th of November 2025, and I have breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, it don't happen again. The United States of American military gearing up to enter the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, to save the Christians in the zoo. I mean, in fact, I'm not going to analyze anything because I don't want you to say, hey, you are making stories. No, I'm going to read in details from one of the zoo media platforms, Sahara Reporters, and after that, if I still have something to say, I may say it. So don't go nowhere. Let us read in details. And according to that title, they said, U.S. military draws up plans for airstrikes in the zoo following Trump's order on terrorists. It is no longer news that Trump has taken it upon himself to do something to help the people, to help the helpless in the Zoological Republic, those who are facing existential threat caused by the government of the zoo, which is supposed to protect the citizens, but they have subjected the citizens into an endless terrorist attacks in the Zoological Republic, all over the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Mr. Donald Trump, the president of America, has taken it upon himself to do the needful. It is no longer a story. I am 100% sure you all are aware of it. Now, they said, according to the report, U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM, has submitted several options to the Department of War, responding to a request from Secretary Pete Hegseth for operational plans in line with Trump's directive. The United States of America military has drafted contingency plans for possible military actions in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, following an order from President Donald Trump, who directed the Pentagon to prepare to intervene to protect Christians from the attacks by the Islamic militants, the New York Times reports. According to the report, U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM, has submitted several options to the Department of War, responding to a request from Secretary Pete Hegseth for operational plans in line with Trump's directive. Military officials said that the proposals, labeled heavy, medium, and light, outline different levels of potential engagement in the Zoological Republic. The heavy option, the official said, will represent the most aggressive U.S. action, deploying an aircraft carrier strike group to the Gulf of Guinea and launching fighter jets or long-range bombers to hit militant targets deep inside northern Nigeria. The medium option involves targeted drone strikes using MQ-9 Reaper and MQ-1 Predator drones against known militant camps, convoys, and vehicles. These drones, capable of loitering for hours, will be supported by the U.S. intelligence asset tracking insurgents' movement to enable precise and timely attacks, the report added. Okay, very, very, very fantastic. The light option, however, focuses on supporting the zoo forces through intelligence sharing and logistics, while enabling joint operations against Boko Haram and other Islamic groups accused of mass unalivings of people, abduction, and church attacks. You see, this is to show you that even the US, the American army and American, government, is not even against the zoo itself. It's not against the zoo forces, because they are not aware that the terrorists itself, the Boko Haram themselves, are the original Nigerian army. So the US is not aware of this reality. You understand? So on their own, they are not even against the so-called zoo armed forces. You understand? They are not against them because they don't know who they really are. You understand? So now ask yourself, why is the government of the zoo and its military in panic mood? Why are they fighting against America because of this very move? Why are they fighting America? Why are they fighting Donald Trump for this move? Why? When they are not even against the army of the zoo. The reason why they are fighting America because of this move is because they do not want any interference. Because they are the ones grooming these very terrorists. Because they are the ones who brought in these terrorists to destroy lives and properties of the citizens. Because they are the ones who are, training these so-called terrorists, these Boko Haram. They are the ones who brought them. They are the ones who are training them. They are the ones who are supplying arms to them. They are the ones who are feeding them fat in order to use them to achieve their goals. You understand? That's why they are fighting America. They are fighting Donald Trump. They are fighting US Army online. It has been on fire. Internet has been on fire all these days because of this move. But based on what I have read here, you can clearly see that America is not even against the zoo army. You look at it here. They say that the light option, however, focuses on supporting the zoo forces through intelligence sharing and logistics. You understand? Why it did not end there? They say, while enabling joint operations against Boko Haram. You see, joint operations. So why are they afraid? It's a simple question that everyone can ask themselves. Now they continue. They said, why the Pentagon has drawn up these plans. Top military officials privately admit that no amount of limited airstrikes or drone operations would likely end Nigeria's decade-long insurgency unless the US embarks on a full-scale campaign similar to Iraq or Afghanistan. An option no one in Washington appears ready to pursue. An option that no one in Washington is ready to pursue. Okay? Now, on Wednesday evening, Donald Trump also insisted that his government is willing to invade the zoo if the alleged genocide against Christians persists without solutions. He wrote, Christianity is facing an existential threat in the zoo. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening there. And in numerous other countries, we stand ready, willing and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is now directly from Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America. China had also declared its unwavering support for the Nigeria government, saying it stands by Nigeria as it leads its people on the development path suited to its national conditions. Why wouldn't China support the zoo? China knows China is the current Europe. The current European, usurpers, the current European colonizers in Africa is China. Whether you like it or not, it is China is the current European colonizers in Africa. That same thing the Europeans, British, the Germans, the Netherlands, the French, that same thing they did in 17 something, 18 something, 19 something. That is the same thing China is repeating in the 21st century. Whether you like it or not, it is there. It's reality. So why wouldn't they support the zoo? They are recolonizing the zoo. They are recolonizing Africa. Now they say this position was announced at a press conference on Tuesday by the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Mao Ning. The Chinese minister was quoted as saying, as Nigeria's comprehensive strategic partner, China firmly opposes any country using religion and human rights as an excuse to interfere in other countries' internal affairs and threatening other countries with sanctions and force. You see? And he was there. This so-called Chinese, envoy or whatever they call themselves, they have been in the zoo and they have seen how things have been going. They have seen how people are being unalived on a daily basis. But they can't say anything. They can't do anything. But for Donald Trump to interfere, for America to interfere, to spoil their own business, do you know how many mining sites that Chinese are controlling in the Zoological Republic? Oh, go and check all the solid resources in the zoo that are being mined illegally. 90% of them are controlled by Chinese. Go and check both gold mines, diamond mines, clear, Californium. Go and check them. 90% of them mined illegally are controlled by Chinese. Go and make your own research. Even in the east, old eastern region, go to Calabar. Go and check what is going on in Calabar. Go and check what is happening in Akwa Ibom. Chinese people are mining gold daily in Akwa Ibom, daily chasing chasing and unaliving the indigenous. Unbelievable. They said Ning was answering a question on U.S. President Donald Trump's threat of military action in the zoo over alleged persecution of Christians. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government had also told President Donald Trump to respect Nigeria's sovereignty. You see, to respect Nigeria's sovereignty, why people are dying, why people are being unalived on a daily basis. They said respect Nigeria's sovereignty and stay away from any plans to deploy American troops to its territory. You see, it never happened. Daniel Bwala, an aide to President Bola Tinubu, stated this on Monday while appearing on Russia national TV. Bwala dismissed the allegations as part of an orchestrated media campaign to paint the Tinubu administration as anti-Christian, saying independent global monitors and credible civil society organizations have found no evidence of state-backed religious genocide. Now you they talk that way. You are the one who is saying it. The evidences are there. It is in the public of what is going on in the zoo. Oh yes, the whole world is aware. So there's nothing like allegation. There's nothing like propaganda there. It's in the public. He said, well, we try our best to downplay the rhetoric because we know for sure that that can be reflection of the realities on ground. He further alleged that U.S. senators such as Ted Cruz had been misled by IPOB, IPOB sympathizers seeking to influence Washington's foreign policy. You see, they cannot do without mentioning Biafra. They can't do without mentioning IPOB. They can't do without mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They can't do without mentioning Simon Ekpa because they know that there is no amount of threat. There is no amount of unaliving of Biafran people. There is no amount of genocide. There is no amount of arrest or kidnapping of Igbo people that will stop the Igbo people from exiting from the zoo. There is no amount of imprisonment. No amount of imprisonment. This is what they must understand. There is no amount of imprisonment that will stop the Igbo people from exiting the zoo. This is something that they must, if they lie, let them gather everybody, put them in panty. It does not stop anything. You go, go take you another 20 years. Go take you another 30 years. Until Ndi Igbo Arap Nigeria. Until Nigeria Arap Ndi Igbo Fana. I'm telling you. Go and mark it somewhere. they said, and we are calling on Donald Trump to assist them with a military apparatus that is requisite for them to fight insecurity. How many times has America supplied you weapons to fight the so-called insecurity? You are using that same weapon to unalive innocent Igbo people in the East. How many times? How many times has America supplied you weapons to fight Boko Haram? How many Boko Haram have you ended? You say you arrest them or they surrender. You train them for a few weeks. You put them into the army, push them down to East. They continue the same thing they were doing illegally. They continue doing it legally now as the official state military. Is it not what is going on? In conclusion, they said, we do not need the boots of the American soldiers in their own soil. There has to be a respect of their territorial integrity. You have no territory, you have no integrity. Mad people everywhere. So I don't have to analyze further. Thank you, my people. To no mozia, corner bottle, and make it go viral. Breaking news. Christian Association of Nigeria cries out to Donald Trump. List names of clergymen unalive by Fulani jihadists. Here the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. You are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 12th of November 2025, and I have breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, it all happened. And I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. Finally, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has finally cried out in loud voice. And they did not just cry out, they equally listed the names of clergymen that have been unalived by the Fulani jihadists in Nigeria. The heat is on. The reason why I'm making this very broadcast is because I want you to get to America. Very, very simple as ABCD. I want this broadcast to get to America. In fact, all the Biafrans and Nigerians in America who love freedom, who do not like what the presidency and the Fulani terrorism is causing in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, it is your obligation to share this very broadcast wherever you see it, because Trump must see it. So finally, throughout these years, all the massacres that have been happening in the zoo, Christian Association of the Zoo, has never for one day either condemn it or even, shout or cry out loud for the whole world to see what the Christians are passing through in the zoo. They have been mute all these years until now, including the notable clergyman called Bishop Kuka. I've never seen a very heartless individual like that man in my whole life. I've never seen a heartless human being. I don't know if he's a human being or maybe he's a beast. Maybe he's just a beast in human form, a monster of a person. And he's not only a clergyman, but he is in the north. I think he's in Sokoto, the heartbeat of terrorism in Nigeria. Yet this man cannot cry in loud voice, cannot send message to Pope, cannot. He's a clergyman. He's a Catholic priest, if I'm not mistaken. He can't send an open letter to Pope to draw the attention of Pope over what is going on in the zoo called Nigeria. He can't. But every time they are in meetings with the criminals in the government, I don't know what they do. I don't know what they share. I don't know. But unfortunately, God has exposed them all. Mad people everywhere. So without further ado, we are going to go straight and read the news in details. As you can see on your screen, I will be reading from Daily Post Nigeria. And according to their headline, they said, Khan cries out over banditry in Kajuru. In Kajuru communities, list clerics unalived in attacks. You can see the date, published on November 12, 2025. The chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Khan, in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, Reverend Enoch Kaura, has alleged that the local government has been subjected to relentless attacks by bandits, including abductions, unaliving, and ransom payments. Kaura revealed that many pastors in the local government have lost their lives in banditry attacks. You see, Kaura revealed that many pastors, he did not say many alfas or imams, he said many pastors in the local government have lost their lives in banditry attacks. This is unbelievable and this is unacceptable. This is condemnable by all. He listed some deceased clerics to include Pastor Michael Shadare, Pastor Adaji Usman, Pastor Bernard, Reverend Alibura, Reverend Narimi, Reverend Thomas Gaku, and Reverend Anthony Lamba, among others. Among others. Let's take that again. He listed some of the deceased clerics to include Pastor Michael Shadare, Pastor Adaji Usman, Pastor Bernard, Reverend Alibura, Reverend Narimi, Reverend Thomas Gaku, and Reverend Anthony Lamba, among others. These are just few among others. You see, few among others. And some people want to cover up the Christian genocide which is going on in Nigeria. Things that are open, people are trying to cover it up. Unbelievable. 3 pastors' wives were also brutally unalived, he lamented. Over 1,000 people have fallen victim to these violent attacks. In Dunoma alone, 86 people were unalived in a single incident. Remember, this very southern Kaduna we are talking about is a Christian-dominated area. The entire southern Kaduna, owned by the indigenes of Kaduna, the original owners of Kaduna land. They are all Christians, all of them. Let me take this again. Very, very important. Over 1,000 people have fallen victim to these violent attacks. In Dunoma alone, 86 people were unalived in a single incident, followed by another 36 fatalities. Another 36 fatalities. 100 have been kidnapped. Churches have also been targeted, with recent attacks in Ugakala, Maru Ward, resulting in one unaliving of person and several injuries. He explained that places like Karamai, Ungwangajere, Gidanduna, Agwala Makaranta, and others have been abandoned due to insecurity, expressing delight that the effort of Governor Obasani have provided some respite, enabling people to access their farmlands. There is no security. Don't even listen to anything called security. There is nothing like security. You know why I said so? I said so because the real criminals, the real terrorists are the so-called security personnel. The army, the police, the Air Force, and the DSS. These are the real terrorists because they are the ones that supply arms to these Fulani terrorists. You understand? So anybody telling you the security is a lie, because we have had so many testimonies, confessions, and all, where these terrorists confessed and mentioned the names of those who supply arms to them. We have had so many testimonies how these zoo security operatives are shielding the terrorists, protecting them, giving them cover. These things are in the public. So anybody telling you about one governor somewhere providing security, that person is just fooling himself. I'm telling you, not the public, they are fooling themselves. Let's continue. He lamented that these efforts appear to be waning. You see, the efforts appear to be waning down. Now, saying that people are once again being prevented from harvesting their crops. You see, in the same area, in the same place. Probably there was a massacre that took place. Let me just give you, based on experience, based on what I know that usually happen in the zoo. Maybe there has been a massacre somewhere like the one he listed. It's something people lost their lives, including clerics and their wives. Now, maybe that has happened and there was an outcry. There was, anger everywhere amongst the people. Then the so-called Governor Basani managed to, provide some level of security just for a week or even 2 or 3 days, just to douse the tension. And after that, everything disappeared. They are now back to square one. You can see it here. I'm not just talking, but it's here. Look at it. He said, he lamented that these efforts appear to be waning, saying that people are once again being prevented from harvesting their crops. So who is preventing the people from harvesting their crops? Is it not a simple question that demands or requires a simple answer? Who are the people preventing the people, the locals, from harvesting their crops? They are the terrorists. The terrorists are preventing the Christian population in southern Kaduna from harvesting their crops. Very simple as ABCD. Kaura apologized to the Christian community, you see, saying that certain statements attributed to him were inaccurate. Say it again. You need to be louder. You need to be very, very louder for saying this. Kaura apologized to Christian community, saying that certain statements attributed to him were inaccurate. Eziokwu na Fapota now. He is the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Kaduna State. You understand? So now, maybe he has said something before. You know how these CAN officials have been behaving until Trump took it upon himself. You know how evil these people that call themselves CAN, you know how evil they have been over the years, right? Now they are now retracing, they are now beginning to speak up because they believe that they now have backup in America. Because before, there are two things involved. Either they are afraid of being unalived, either by the government or by their foot soldiers who are the Fulani terrorists, or they are afraid that they may lose their position. You understand? Or they are afraid that they may lose their position. Unbelievable. Now they continue. They said, he stated that he cannot dispute the statement made by the president of CAN, but confirmed that security concerns and issues of violence have been ongoing in the local government. You see, he cannot dispute the statement made by the president of CAN, probably the overall president. He said, but he confirmed that security concerns and issues of violence have been ongoing. Issues of violence have been ongoing in the local government. So what is the statement of this so-called CAN president? What is his statement? I think we're going to look for that, but probably in another news. Now he said, I appeal to the governor to expedite security measures as many remain captive. Currently, about 40 people are being held by kidnappers in various locations, including Kufana, Kutura Station, Afogo, Dokavong, and Idejekala, the chairman said. I don't have any other thing to analyze here. The truth is very, very open. You see? So we want to say thank you to Donald Trump, and we are appealing to the President of America to, don't hesitate, don't wait, because nothing is going to happen. The zoo government cannot do anything. Nigerian government cannot do anything because they are the main cause of insecurity. They brought them in. This APC government of the zoo called Nigeria brought in these terrorists into Nigeria. They brought them in. They armed them. So if you think that they are going to do anything, they cannot do nothing. So the earlier America acts, the better for all of us in the zoo, especially the Christians and the Biafran people. Thank you, my people. To salo numozia and make it go viral.